politicians, they have been selling out our generation for decades.
Sunrise Movement activists got arrested at the White House protesting Joe Biden. And I have the details, images, and clips, including a powerful speech from Congressman Jamaal Bowman coming up. First here, the tweet with the details and images of the arrest. So Sunrise Movement here tweeted out saying, "Today we showed up to Joe Biden's doorstep with 500 plus people and blockaded every entrance to the White House, demanding that he include a fully funded civilian climate corps in his infrastructure bill. Secret Service then arrested dozens of us." So take a look at some of the images here. Just incredible work by these activists standing up to protest Joe Biden and his horrible compromise right now on infrastructure. And I'll get to more on that in a second. But first, this civilian climate corps. So you may wonder what this is. I'll link to Sunrise Movement's full explanation below the video in the description box on YouTube. But let me give you just a quick overview here of what they say. So the Civilian Climate Corps is a visionary policy that would create a government jobs program, putting a new generation of Americans to work combating the climate crisis. More specifically, it's a program organized through the Department of the Interior and Agriculture and aims to conserve and restore public lands and waters, bolster community resilience, increase reforestation, increase carbon sequestration in the agriculture sector, protect biodiversity, improve access to recreation, and address the changing climate. So this has happened before. This is not a new idea. So AOC was also at this protest and said this, quote, "They want you to think, oh, this is a new idea. This is too ambitious. This is too crazy. How about this? The last time we introduced the Civilian Climate Corps in this country, we hired and mobilized 250,000 people in 3 months," Ocasio-Cortez told the crowd, referring to the New Deal era Civilian Conservation Corps. Quote, "We're going to get that into this infrastructure bill," added the congresswoman who represents parts of the Bronx and Queens. Well, we're going to see. I hope that progressives in the House have the guts to block an infrastructure package that does not include a civilian climate corps, but we're going to see. So also, this is why I have such a hard time believing they're going to do this, because ultimately, at the end of the day, moderate Democrats and Republicans do not care if nothing gets done. This is why the left in Congress is always at a constant disadvantage in these fights, because we actually want to get something done, help some people, but the right and moderates simply do not care. I think they would rather take nothing than actually invest into people. So we're going to see if there's a showdown and what happens there. But absolutely a civilian climate corps, of course, needs to be part of this package. We've seen, we're seeing right now extreme weather, the extreme heat wave in the West, in addition, of course, to constant floods, forest fires, other extreme weather events that are caused by climate change. And that is just one aspect of the climate crisis. So this is all putting the future of the planet, of humanity, of all life in jeopardy. There has to be real substantial change for anything to possibly get done in terms of preventing more destruction further down the line. Now, a little more on this. So the White House rejected the idea that this package does nothing for climate. In response to Monday's protest, White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki pushed back against progressive critiques on the deal, saying, quote, "I would dispute the notion that it doesn't do anything for climate," which some are arguing. The Hill reports that Psaki highlighted provisions on clean energy, electric buses, and legacy pollution. Quote, "Whether or not everyone is aware of all those specifics," Psaki said, "that's incumbent on us to keep conveying that, communicating it, listening, and making sure people understand that this is a down payment, and the president will continue to advocate for, press for, work for even more on climate, as he will in the reconciliation bill in the process moving forward." Well, it is so absurd to claim that this bill, the way it currently sits, does anything important for climate. Great response here from Evan Weber, who said, "Unacceptable comment from press secretary that demands immediate clarification. Climate measures in bipartisan deal nowhere close to what Joe Biden ran on, let alone what is scientifically necessary. This is why Sunrise Movement is at White House." So Joe Biden's, plan when he was running for president was already a compromise on climate. Already didn't do enough. And now here is even a further compromise to the right that essentially erases any of the big provisions that would have been in infrastructure to actually address the climate crisis. So the White House, covering for this, of course, it's Jen Psaki's job to do that, but it's completely ridiculous that anybody would take her seriously. Now, let me get to some images and some videos. So first here, Ida Chavez from The Intercept posted a couple images here saying, quote, "Biden, you coward, fight for us," and "No climate, no deal" signs at Sunrise rally outside the White House. Absolutely love to see this. Big group there. Lots of signs. Let's get to a few videos here. Act.tv did a fantastic job. Have several videos on this. I will link to their page below this video as well in the description box. So let me play 3 clips for you. So I'll play this clip from a Sunrise activist discussing what's at stake. Part of Jamaal Bowman's speech, which is just powerful. You will see why. And I'll end on, before I get to another piece later, end on this clip. Emma, who survived the devastating Paradise wildfire after marching 266 miles. She's at the White House today to fight for our future. So let me play these 3 clips.
And we do not have any time to waste. And I know that all of you here today, I know that you know this. Because politicians, they have been selling out our generation for decades to fossil fuel CEOs and billionaires.
Now is the moment where we have to go big or go home. Because during the New Deal, let me see if I can get back up there for a minute. That's okay, I got balance. So when the New Deal was implemented and we rebuilt America, we kept out care workers, we kept out farm workers, and we redlined black communities. And we freaking devalued those communities just because they were black. And over 30 years, we gave almost $200 billion in home loans to build the white suburbs, while black communities were left to suffer and claw and scratch and die. Now there's another part of this we don't talk about often. Talk about it. Not only did they redline us, they drafted us first for Vietnam. And then when we came back, they didn't have no jobs for us, but they had heroin for us. They had drugs for us. And they had fucking police for us. No jobs, but they have police. No jobs, but they have crack cocaine. They occupy our streets, they mass incarcerate us, but they leave us food insecure in transportation deserts and our buildings and schools falling apart. Fuck that! We gotta go big and take it to another level.
I marched 266 miles, Paradise to San Francisco. 4 steps of Democratic leadership to demand a fully funded civilian climate corps. And while our feet were hitting the pavement, while our feet were walking, Joe Biden in that house was negotiating away our future with Republicans. While he was negotiating away our future, where he was breaking his promises to our generation, we were fighting. We were organizing. We were on the ground, and we talked to folks when we were on the ground. We talked to folks who lost their homes to wildfires. We talked to people who are ready for good work, for good jobs. Coming back from California, I can tell you that we are ready. We are ready for good work. We are ready for justice.
I can't tell you how happy this made me. Seeing these clips, seeing these young activists out there fighting for not just the planet's future, but of course their future. And also Jamaal Bowman with that amazing speech, calling out what's been going on and, not holding back some of that language. Just fantastic to see. But I want to end on this clip here. So this protest movement, of course, is not over. So there's going to be another protest on Thursday. More details here from Sunrise NYC. We successfully barricaded the White House. Let's bring this energy back to New York City this Thursday when we protest outside Chuck Schumer's office to demand a civilian climate corps and Green New Deal for public housing. So I'm going to play this clip. And also, I believe there are others going on in other movements, other protests going on in various cities as well. So I will link to Sunrise Movement below the video, as well as this page here for the New York protest. But let me play this clip.
Hey, Sunrise NYC. We just closed out here in D.C. today. We successfully barricaded the whole White House. Boston crew got arrested. We had AOC come. We had Cori Bush come. We had Jamaal Bowman come and say that the reason why they're here today in their elected positions is because of us. And so super powerful, super cool. We have the chance to bring back this energy to New York City on Thursday when we protest outside of Chuck Schumer's Midtown office. Really hope to see you there. And what I really also am asking is that you all get involved, recruit people, and also join the team to help finish organizing that action so that we can bring this energy. Right now we're waiting for the Boston crew that got arrested to come back just in 5 or 10 more minutes. Bring this energy back to New York and put pressure on one of the most powerful people in this country.
I love it. I love it. This stuff gives me hope. So Sunrise Movement is doing incredible work. Again, I'll link to everything below the video. If you want to join what's happening in New York, you should. Please do so and show Chuck Schumer what needs to be done.